Okay, so we have covered four parts so far. So in these four parts, we were talking about we were talking about one kind of strategy, that is when one person is there, we deal with his efficiency, how much time he can finish the work. And when two persons are there, if one person starts today, the next day other person comes, or else after 3 days, after 4 days, the other person comes. How can we finish the work, the total work? Or else after working by one person for some days, then another person was introduced, and in how much time he can finish the entire work when both are working together, or else when both are working together, they started the work at the same time, and after some time, one left and other is remaining there. Then how much time it takes to finish the entire work. So these kind of models we discuss. But there is one more scenario in that there won't be only one or two persons. There will be some number of persons, like five men are there, four women are there, and five men and four women together working in the field, and along with them some more children added in that, like that five men, four women, and six children. If they were working together, how they can finish the work, or if any woman and women are working together, how they can finish. If all of them join to finish the work, and after some days some children left, then how we can finish the work. These kind of things are also important, and we need to discuss about them also. Here I can ask you one question, that if number of people are increasing, the amount of work they can do will increase or decrease. Think about it. Suppose if one person is there, if one person is there, how much work he can do will be will it be same as if two persons are there? Suppose there is a person, he can uh, he can cut five trees. So if there are two persons, if they are having same efficiency, how many trees they can cut for the same amount of time? They will cut 10. It means 5 plus 5. So it means if the number of persons are increasing, the amount of work they can do will increase or decrease. Obviously decrease. Work is increasing. Okay. I don't know whether they are men or women or children. They can be anything. They can be men, or they can be women, or they can be children. The number of women increases, also the work they do will increase. If the number of children increase also, the work will obviously increase. It means this M, suppose I consider only M, is proportional to work or not? Men is proportional to work. Yes or no? Is it valid or not? Yes, if men increase, work will increase. So now I'll do one thing. Then I'll take this to this side. So as this is proportional, then it will become a constant. M by W will become a constant. It means M1 by W1 will become equal to M2 by W2. So this is one case. Okay. Now I'll talk about the time. Now I'll talk about the time and the number of people. Okay. I'll check the proportionality, whether they are inverse or directly proportional, about time versus work. I will see now. Versus work. Or time versus work of men, you can say. Suppose there are some number of men, okay, and they are taking, suppose there is a guy. When this guy is asked to dig a tunnel, when this guy is asked to dig a tunnel, he is taking how much time? some 5 hours of time he is taking. If he is taking 5 hours of time, he is taking 5 hours of time to dig this tunnel. Now I will introduce another person of same efficiency. I'm not saying different efficiency. Suppose if he is having the same efficiency, if this person is having the same efficiency, then to dig the same tunnel A, this is A and this is also A, to dig the same tunnel, will he take the same amount of time or different amount of time? Will he take the same amount of time or different amount of time? Think about it. Obviously, he will take lesser amount of time than this case. This is the case 1. In case 1, the time they took is 5 hours. In case 2, time they took is less than 5 hours, greater than 5 hours or less than 5 hours. Obviously less than 5 hours because there are 2 people. Okay, suppose if I increase the number of people, if there are three persons, then it will be further. Suppose less than 5 hours, suppose they are taking 3 hours, or else obviously they'll take 2.5 hours because they are having the same efficiency. If one more person is added in this of same efficiency, okay, if one more person is added, then will it be less than 2.5 or greater than 2.5? Obviously less than 2.5. Why? Because work will be divided. Okay, so 5 hours will be divided by 3. 1.667. Okay, in this much amount of time they can finish the work. So what did you understand here? If men are increasing, time is decreasing. Do you agree with this? If men are increasing, time is decreasing. It means inversely proportional or directly proportional. Time and men are inversely proportional. If they are inversely proportional, so m into t is a constant. Do you agree with that? M into t is a constant. It's just mathematics or physics. You can say, you can take anything. It's not physics, it's mathematics. So men into time is equal to k, or constant, you can say. So it means m1 t1 is equals to m2 t2. Okay, but I'll take it as equation 2. And what is the equation 1 we got? This is equation 1. So you can integrate equation 1 with equation 2 and form another equation. So equation 1 is integrated with equation 2. How we can integrate? See there, I took the proportionality that m1 by w1 is equal to m2 by w2. I'll just include, I'll take m, then if it is in place of m, so m1 by w1 and m2 by w2, if I can add here, if I integrate both of them, then this proportionality will be remaining same. Then m1 t1 by w1 is equals to m2 t2 by w2. Okay, so this is one equation which we got. Then you can name it as equation 3. Okay, so we don't need the derivation or anything, just for your understanding how these parameters are changing. with respect to the other parameters. So based on this, you can find one formula that will be useful for solving another model that is involved with some number of men and some number of women and some number of children when they were working together. Okay, so this formula, for to find out the formula which we can use, I'm just doing this. Okay, now it is done. So now number of men or women. So you can take men, in place of men you can take women also. It's not a thing. So now we got the three parameters. There is one more parameter. So that is days. So days, you may get it out that days and time are same, right? So they're same, that's not a problem. But the thing is that sometimes they'll give hours of time, sometimes they'll give days of time. So when they give days, you take days. When they give in hours, you'll take hours. That's to segregate that I'm doing this. Okay. So in the same way, when men are so when one person is there, the number of days he takes. When one person is there, it is 2 days he's taking, or else 4 days, 2 days. So when there are two persons, when there are one man and another man, when there are two persons, obviously the number of days will decrease. When men increase, the number of days obviously decreases. That is, in one day they can finish the work. So it means they are inversely proportional. So N and T are inversely proportional. Number of men increases, the days they take will decrease. So you can say M into D is equals to constant. So it means that M1 D1 is equal to M2 D2. So I'll introduce D in the equation 3, then will become M1 T1 D1 by W1 is equal to M2 T2 D2 by W2. This is the chain formula which you can use to solve some type of models in the time and work. Okay, this is one of the important equation. So here M is number of men, T is time in hours, and D is days, and W1 is the amount of work to be finished. Okay, so M1 T1 D1 by W1 is equal to M2 T2 D2 by W2. You have to remember this formula, whether you remember or by heart, it's your wish. So ultimately you should be able to use this formula, okay, to solve some type of questions that I am going to introduce now. Okay, so remember this formula, M1 T1 D1 by W1 is equals to M2 T2 D2 by W2. Now I'll take one question. I'll tell you one question here. So question number 1, if you think, so when two men are there, they can finish some amount of work in 16 days. Okay. Now he will ask, when 6 men are there, in how many days they can finish that work? That is a question. See, in this case, what formula I should use? See, there are number of people, more number of people are there, and the time they are taking in days is given. So in this case, men and days, M and D are given. So when M and D are given in this formula, what is the formula we have? M1 T1 D1 by W1 is equals to M2 T2 D2 by W2. So in this formula, you don't have to take all the parameters. Okay, just take Mn and D. Okay, and the work is same. When work is same, when W1 is equal to, then W1 is equal to W2. So that is some W. So you don't have to take these two parameters. Okay, because work is same. So if they say the work is double, then W2 will become 2W. Now you have to use the formula. This will become simplified formula as like M1 T1 by M1 T1 W1 is same is equal to M2 T2. No need to take W because the work is same here. So when work is same, it gets cancelled. So it will become M1 D1 is equal to M2 D2. In this type of cases, you have to do this formula, use this formula. M1 D1 is equal to M2 D2. From this, what is the first case? There are number of people are 2 men. 2 men are taking 16 days. The number of people are 6 men are taking how many days? D2 is the question. So from this find out D2. So D2 I'll keep there itself and 2 into 16 by 6. 2 1 the 2 3 the. So 3 5 are 15 1 by 3. 5 1 by 3 days. They'll take 1 by 1 by 3 days. Days decreased or not? Initially it was 16 days. When more men are working, obviously the number of days to complete the work will decrease, right? I hope you understood the concept. Okay, so this is one scenario. Now you will ask you one more question like this. When 2 men working 5 hours a day, they took 12 days to finish the work. I'm repeating. When 2 men working 5 hours a day, they took 12 days to finish some work. Now, when 4 men are working 4 hours a day, how many days they take? Number of days. How many days they can take to finish the work? Is the question. So the formula, see here, hours is an extra parameter added. So basic formula is M1 T1 D1 by W1 is equal to M2 T2 T2 by W2. I am writing the entire formula here. But when we solve all types of models, then you will understand what parameters to be taken instead of writing the entire formula. See here, men is given 2 men. Time is given 5 hours. Days is given 12 days. And M2 is given 4 men. T2 is given 4 hours. D2 you have to find. Work is work changing. Same work W1 is equal to W2. Or else you can replace that is with W. So W gets cancelled. So what is the formula you need to use? M1 T1 by M1 T1 by W is equal to M2 T2. Not even you don't need to use the work also here because it gets cancelled. Come M1 T1 D1 is equal to M2 T2 D2. So I'll substitute. How many men are there? 2 men. 5 hours. How many days they are taking? 12 days. This one I added. 2 men, 5 hours. This one I added. Next, 4 men, 4 hours. This is equals to 4 men, 4 hours. Number of days I don't know. I'll take it here. So I'll put D2 here only because I need that parameter. Then 2 into 5 into 12 by, I'll take these 2 terms here. 4 into 4. So 2 2s are 2, 6 are 2 2s are 2, 3s are 5 3s are 15 by 2 is nothing but 7.5 days. 7.5 days is equals to D2. So it means the number of days taken by 4 men working 4 hours a day is equals to how much? 7.5 days. So it is lesser than 12 days because the number of people increased here. So even 1 hour is decreased, but doesn't matter because the number of people, the strength is more. So they take less time to finish the work. Now this is one case over, and then there is another case. See, sometimes the work will be doubled. So you will ask a question like this: when 5 men working 6 hours a day to complete some work, they took 15 days. Okay. Now, when 7 men working 5 hours a day To complete double the work, 2W, to complete double the work, how many days they take? You understand the question? 5 men, 6 hours working a day, they take 15 days to complete W amount of work. Now 7 men working 5 hours a day to complete double the amount of work. Double means 2W. How many days they will take? This is the question. So here you have to add everything. M1 T1 D1 by W1 is equal to M2 T2 T2 by W2. Okay. So here in place of M, I'll put 5 men. Number of time is D is 15, W is W1 is equal to W, and W2 will become 2W. 2W, why? Because double the amount of work. M2 is 7 men, T2 is 5 hours a day. So D2 you need to find out. So I am substituting everything. 5 into 6 into 15 by W is equals to 7 into 5 into T2 by 2W. So W gets cancelled, then it will become 30 into 15 by, I am taking this 7 into 5 here, this is equals to D2. 5 1 the 5 6 15 6 90 divided by 7 is equal to D2. So 7 1 the 7, 7 to the 14, 6 by 7. So 12 6 by 7 days they'll take. So you can convert the 6 by 7 into hours. How you can convert? Okay. For a day, 7 parts is equals to 24 hours. Then 6 parts, how much? 6 by 7 into 24 if you do, then you will get it in hours. Okay. That is the different thing. Again, you will get in points only, no need to do. So depending on the options which are given in the question paper, you can think. Okay. Question. One more question. If 20 men can cut 30 trees in 4 days, 20 men can cut 30 trees in 4 hours. See, time and work. See, cutting number of trees is work. The number of men are M. How many trees will be cut in? So, how many trees will be cut in means W2 is asking. W1 is given. How many trees will be cut in 12 hours? 12 hours is H2 or T2. Okay, T2. Okay, now how many men are there? If 4 men leave the job, when 4 men leave, how many will be there? 16 will be there. From 24 left, so 16 will be there. Then M1 T1 by W1. I'm not adding these because days are not given. M2 T2 by W2. So here you are supposed to find out W2. W2 is equal to how much? W2 means the number of trees, nothing but the work. So how many men are there? 20. They are working 4 hours a day. 4 hours a day. And the number of trees they can cut is 30. Now 16 men, when 4 left, 16 men will be there and they are working 12 hours a day. And W we need to find out. For that, how many trees they cut is nothing but W. Okay. 2 ones are 2 eights are 4 ones are 4 twos are. So then W is equals to 3 into 2 into 12. It is nothing but 72. 72 trees they can cut if they work 12 hours a day. How many people? 16 people. So this is the answer. 72 is the answer. Next question. In a camp, there was food for 10,000 men for 1 month. After 10 days, 1,000 more men joined the camp or garrison, you can say. Once again. In a camp, there was food for 1,000 men for 1 month. After 10 days, 1,000 more men joined the camp. How long would those men be able to carry on with the remaining food? See, there is a camp. So in this camp, there are already 1,000 people. Okay, 1,000 men are there already. And they have some sufficient amount of food here. Okay, that they can use for, this can be used for 1 month. What happened? Some extra 1,000 men were added to this camp. So will this food be sufficient for 1 month? Obviously it won't, because when more men are there, they will eat more. They will consume this. These extra men will consume the food which is there here. So it won't be sufficient for 1 month, because when 1,000 were there, it was sufficient. When 2,000 came into picture, then it won't be sufficient. It would be less than 1 month. So that how many days they can use that amount of food, that we need to calculate. So here it is same as m1 into t1 is equal to m2 into t2. So that is to be clear. How to get the amount of food which is sufficient is, initially there were 1,000 men and they can use it for 30 days. So this is the value that should be divided into 2,000. So after 10 days what happened? So for the first 10 days, how many members are there? Only these 1,000 are there. So these 1,000 people will use that food for 10 days. Okay? So 1,000 into 10 is the amount of food they used. Now what happened? Again 1,000 added. Then this 2,000 will be coming into picture, and we don't know how many days they will eat that food. So that I will take it as D. So combination of this one and this one should be equated to this to get the answer. So now it is 30,000 is equals to 10,000 plus 2,000 D. So now I'll take this here, then 30,000 minus 10,000 is equals to 2,000 D. So this will be obviously 20,000 is equals to 2,000 D. So these 0 gets cancelled. 2 ones are 2 10s are. It means number of days will be 10 days. For 10 more days they can use. And the number of persons increases to 2,000, then they can use it for 10 more days. So not, see, first 10 days they ate some amount of food. So again, when 1,000 were there, they ate some amount of food for 10 days. So when 2,000 were there, they can eat the amount of remaining food for 10 more days, not 20 days. Why not 20 days? Extra 10,000, extra 1,000 people added. Suppose this extra 1,000 were not coming, they were not coming, then the same 1,000 can use the food for 20 days. As the extra 1,000 added, then it is reduced to 10 days. So you don't have to do this much of work to this. It's very simple. See, when 1,000 are there, they are eating 2,000, 10,000 for 10 days. So when I increased it double, okay, then it is became twice. So it is became twice. It became 2,000 twice. So when they ate for 10 days, how many days were remaining? 20 were remaining. So when I increase the amount to double, then it will be decreased by half. So it means the first 10 days plus this 10 days. 10 plus 10. 20 days they can eat. So proportionality we need to check. Based on common sense also we can do it. Okay, I hope you are followed my first four classes, part 1, part 2, part 3, part 4. This is a part 5 from time and work. So if you have not seen the first four parts, please do watch it. Then only you come to fifth one, because otherwise you can't understand it. Okay? And if you want to understand from part 6 onwards, you must be watching first part 5, 1 to part 5, because there I have given the basic concepts and some beginning level of questions and to some little bit of difficult questions. So in the coming classes there will be more difficult questions, and I will use a combination of this today's topic and the previous topics. So looking at the question, you should be able to understand which formula I need to use, which method I need to follow to get the answer. So it comes only through practice. Just by looking at the questions, but just by watching the videos, you won't become perfect. You must put your pen and solve it. When you put your pen on the paper and solve, then your brain starts functioning on it, and it starts remembering it. So that is most important to get any subject. Okay. So why our seen people, why our teachers or our gurus suggested to practice the things on paper? Because when you put your pen on paper and practice, so that will be fed to the brain easily and it remembers it, so you won't forget it easily. So uh, writing a thing for once is equal to watching it for 10 times. So understand this. So if you read, you won't get complete knowledge. If you watch, if you understand it pictorially, so you will get more percentage of things into your brain. So when you put your pen on paper and practice, then some extra amount of knowledge you will gain. So that is the reason practice is very much needed. So there is a saying that practice makes perfect. So for getting knowledge in any subject, you must practice it. So especially in the case of mathematics, as long as you practice, your speed will be increasing. Okay. Thank you for watching, and in the upcoming videos I'll be taking little bit difficult questions. And don't worry, I'll cover all kinds of models, not only one question from one model. I'll cover more questions from each model. I'll make you perfect time and work. Not only this topic, in every topic I'll do that. So please keep following it, and don't forget to subscribe and like it. Okay. So if you like the video, then it will reach to more number of people, and more people will get benefited. Okay. See, I am giving more valuable things for free. Just please let others use it, so it will benefit you and at the same time me as well. Okay. So if you like the things, and if you comment or if you ask the doubts, it will motivate me and will encourage me to spend more time to create these videos for you. Okay. If you don't do those things, so it will demotivate me, and I may not give much time on it, or else I can stop doing it. So in order to encourage me, you have to hit the like button, and so that it will spread and it will reach more people, and so it will encourage me. Okay. Thank you for watching it. Have a good day. Take care.